providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Good morning. Welcome to Caregiver Crossing. Thanks for being here. If you're new to this show, you might want to know what you're getting into. We are a show brought to you by Joy's House and presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. And we come to you every week to talk about all things caregiving. I'm Tina McIntosh, my co-host.
Terry Stacy.
Our producer.
I'm Noah.
Hey.
Noah. You guys, we're going to talk about something really heavy right off the bat.
Okay.
Let's start with something else. Let's start lighter.
Okay.
Do either of you ever just have a drink, alcoholic drink, at the end of the day?
For sure.
No. Used to.
Used to.
But
How about on the weekend?
if the moment arises, but
Okay.
not like it's got to be part of our meal or anything.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who it has to be part of the meal.
I agree.
Every day. Every single day. Or people who, it's like right before bed, they have their bourbon or, whatever, every single day.
Yeah.
I've never been the person who wanted or needed alcohol every day, but I am definitely the person who, if I'm going to do it, I'm all in. Like, we're doing shots,
Yeah. We're having,
and I'm doing it for fun. Like, I'm not trying to escape anything, but I'm in it for fun. It's important for us to talk about this stuff. One, this is April is Alcohol Awareness Month. The other thing is we are finding that a lot of caregivers are using alcohol to cope.
Yep.
And so we have to talk about this stuff and kind of change the narrative on why it's such a scary, dark topic that people hide.
Still.
Right?
Still. To this day.
So let's talk about it. I mean, for some people, it is a silent coping mechanism. I know, and then for other people, the addiction is real, right? But this isn't just about addiction. This is just Alcohol Awareness Month. Do you know, however, that as we're getting older and our body changes, that alcohol can affect us differently?
I mean, especially as you age, and then also there's got to be so many medications too that the alcohol has to affect.
Your tolerance changes for alcohol.
It's so true.
It does. I was so much better at it when I was younger. Well, better, meaning better at it, able to handle it better. And then the more that time passes and you're not drinking all the time as you used to, maybe, or even more, not like a big drinker, but you drink less and then you have a terrible tolerance for it. I think for me personally, I'm just not, I can't handle it very well.
Isn't the reality that we're putting poison in our bodies?
Well, that is a very true reality.
You're right, the alcohol. But then you start to, the other hand, and again, studies are so confusing, but the other studies show that those in Italy that have a glass of red wine every night for dinner, their health is better than those that don't because of some of the good things that are in a glass of wine.
Yeah,
which still has alcohol in it.
Wine has never been my thing. But I mean, nowadays I get hungover just from staying up until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't even have to have alcohol. So then you throw alcohol in it. It's like, it's a wash.
I feel completely awful.
Do you feel like you can bounce back? I mean, you're in your 20s.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think it is. I think it's just pretty easy. Young people kind of get adjusted to doing that and getting back up and getting ready for work in the morning.
But let's think about this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say it becomes a problem at some point. I mean, just because you can go to work in the morning doesn't mean
you should be drinking like you were.
Right.
Well, the other thing, so you mentioned medications. I mean, I don't know about you, Terry, but I don't read all the fine print on my bazillion medications or my natural stuff that I take or my over-the-counter. I'm not reading it. So I don't know. Should I be having a glass of tequila with my Melaleuca? Is that what it's called? Or melatonin?
Melatonin.
What's Melaleuca?
I don't know.
You both looked at me.
I think that's a Disney character.
Wait, that might be like a Metamucil. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
They're all medicines.
I'm looking it up.
Melatonin. Are you talking about that's the one that makes you sleepy or supposed to help with your sleep cycle?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Yeah. No. Probably not. Should have tequila and melatonin.
Right. But who pays attention to that stuff?
Well, most don't. I would say most don't. And
Melaleuca is a plant, by the way. It's in the myrtle family.
oh, well, there
I
you
feel
go.
better.
Well, you're homesteading, so
I still don't know if I should. And it's used to treat athlete's foot. I don't know. Or lice. Anyway, different story.
It's still medicine.
But point being, I don't know how my medication interacts or the things I'm taking interact with alcohol in my body. And what if there's a memory loss? Like, it doesn't help anything. You're increasing your risk for falls. Like, it's scary, but so many people use it to cope or to escape their realities when
Yeah.
they're caregiving. And we want you to be really careful about that. I mean, ask yourself, when you're drinking, are you drinking to mask something or to escape from something? Because if you are, you probably need to talk with somebody about that and back yourself out.
Some of the groups that Tina, you and I have looked at, some of the caregiver groups that are online, on social media, on Facebook in particular, this was very eye-opening for me not long ago at that conversation where people felt comfortable enough in an environment like a chat room to be talking about, yes, I'm doing this not only with alcohol, but with drugs as well. And it was basically to escape.
Yes.
And as you said, and to cope. Both of that's it. That's the reason. It wasn't because they found pleasure in it or anything. It was just to cope.
Just to get away from the reality.
Yeah. And
alcohol is actually a contributing factor to a large number of ER visits too. Somebody overdoes it. There's an interaction. They fall. They get violent, whatever. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to drink because it's going to help me sleep. My friends, you don't get a good night's sleep when you're drinking. I mean, you might think you do.
No.
But you don't.
And then you're setting yourself up for failure, too.
I remember a lot of spinning.
Girl. That makes me sick just thinking about it.
I mean, when you think about that for a minute, again, I was much younger, but remember being
you had to put a
just
foot on the floor
just
just to make sure it was still right there.
That is awful.
Oh, I just don't want to
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that anymore. I just don't.
I don't either.
I mean, I
don't.
feel bad when I have like a Coke Zero. I just want to drink my hint water and my tea and get on with it. Aloe water. Drink aloe water.
That's good for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, it is Alcohol Awareness Month, and I know it kind of seems like a weird topic here, but it's really important, my friends. You got to check yourself, and if you need some help, reach out to a professional. It's really important. So we're going to take a break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You can find past episodes of the show at joycehouse.org, and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook, too. If you'd like to connect with us to discuss show topics, need help connecting with resources, have a question that you'd like for us to answer right here on air, just say hey, or you can reach us at 317-254-0828, or you can email Tina directly at tina@joycehouse.org. This is a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much, much more. That website again is joycehouse.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more shortly.
Are you drunk?
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. We're your hosts, Tina McIntosh and Terry Stacy, and we're in studio with Noah Taylor, our wonderful producer. We're really excited about this conversation. Y'all know that we are trying to normalize conversations about death and dying, and we have somebody with us who has done something really incredible around dying with dementia. And so we are joined by Dr. Greg Sachs, a nationally recognized expert in dementia and palliative care. And he's published over 115 articles. I almost said 15. More than that, he's published over 115 articles, including the widely respected Dying from Dementia in the New England Journal of Medicine. And he's been named a top doctor nationally for more than 15 years. His work continues to focus on bringing dignity and comfort and ethical care to people living with dementia. And he's here today to share with us his insights from the In Peace study, which is a groundbreaking model, and it's changing how we support caregivers and their loved ones. So first of all, Dr. Sachs, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
We are glad you're here. And we'd like to ask you to start by telling us a little bit about what you do and what led you to focus on aging and dementia and palliative care, because that's quite a niche. And we want to hear more about that.
Yeah, it's such a niche that I used to joke about it, that my expertise was in dementia, decline, and death, the ultimate conversation stoppers.
The three
Tell
Ds.
people that, you tell people that that's what you're interested in, and they like move away from you. But you mentioned the commentary that I wrote for the New England Journal. In that commentary, I talked about early life experiences, including watching my maternal grandmother decline from Alzheimer's disease at a relatively young age. She was like barely in her 60s when she was affected. And the experience for our family was so dreadful in terms of the kinds of care that she received, that my mother basically stopped having us, my grandmother, when she entered the nursing home. And she, had multiple hospitalizations, treated with antibiotics for all kinds of infections, was sedated or restrained, and essentially died without any kind of comfort care measures present, and importantly, without really much of her family available to her. And so that was a pretty early motivator for me in terms of, there have to be better ways to care for people with dementia. And as I went through my medical training as a medicine resident, and then was lured into doing geriatrics fellowship, it was really clear to me that this was an area where there was so much need and where I could help do so much good, both through direct care and through studying ways of trying to improve care as well.
Getting off this subject for just a minute, and you talk about what you do, and there is conversations pretty regularly about that in this day and age, and as we continue to live longer, and with more Alzheimer's and dementias being diagnosed, that not enough young people are going into the geriatric care. And do you notice that too? Is that a truth, or is that a myth?
Oh, it's an absolute truth. We struggle to recruit people from medicine and family medicine into geriatrics fellowships and into geriatric careers. It's something that's been on a decline for some time, and there are many geriatric fellowships that go with unfilled slots, meaning that they have the ability to train more people, but we don't have enough people applying for our fellowships. So it's a striking gap that's been growing over the years in terms of, doctors who are older who have been doing geriatrics are retiring, not enough coming into the field, and the aging population just booming. So that I think there really are some significant challenges ahead, because there are not going to be enough geriatric specialists, not just to provide direct care, but I think to be able to help practices and systems of care in hospitals do as good a job as we know we ought to be able to do.
Well, and Dr. Sachs, this is Tina. I think it is an encouragement for anybody who's listening who has someone who is studying, maybe going back to practice medicine, or even, physical therapy, or any of these kind of outliers, if you will, in healthcare. Focus on aging. I mean, you want a job where you can make a real difference, you can earn good money, and you're always going to have job security. Yeah. Focus on aging.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
You're hearing the voice of Dr. Greg Sachs, who is the division chief of general internal medicine and geriatrics at Indiana University. And there's a new study that you led called In Peace, and it stands for Indiana Palliative Excellence in Alzheimer's Care Efforts. And a lot of those words, if we broke them down, we got, it's in Indiana, palliative care. Not enough people know what that is. It's about being excellent and caring for people living with a dementia. And so first of all, in very simple terms, like we've got a bunch of kindergartners listening to this show. Sorry, anybody who's not a kindergartner. But I think it's important.
Yeah.
What is palliative care? Because it is hard
Yeah.
to understand for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of doctors who don't understand what palliative care is. So I think it's best to understand it as really providing an extra layer of care for anybody with serious or life-altering illness. And that can be dementia, cancer, heart failure, lung disease. And the goal is, as opposed to hospice, which is focused just on the last few months of life, palliative care is to provide this extra layer of multidisciplinary support. So a whole team, doctors, nurses, social workers, chaplains, and other team members who are available to help with managing symptoms, to help with communication and decision making, to help coordinate care. And you don't have to be dying to get palliative care. In fact, the sort of modern model of palliative care is it's something that should be started when somebody has a new diagnosis of a serious illness. And in the cancer world, the American Society of Clinical Oncology has actually said that palliative care should be provided from diagnosis throughout the course of therapy. So you don't have to wait to get it.
I will tell you this, and now I've always said palliative. Now I'm like, I have to say palliative. I've got to say it right if that's what
I
Dr.
just said it
Sachs
wrong
is saying.
too.
So my father, who passed away 2 years ago, I had to fight. He was in the hospital for 10 days, 2 weeks. I don't know. It was a long time. And I remember finally, because I'm in this industry, finally said to somebody, can I just speak with the palliative care team? Because the kidney doctor kept saying, but I can get his kidneys to at least a functioning level. And the heart doctor was like, but I can do this with the heart. And I was like, listen to me. He is ready to go. And if we stopped all this intervention, he would be choosing to die, however long that takes. And I'm sick of the conversations about how we can make that right with him. He's ready to go. And we want to advocate for that. And so it was actually the palliative care team that came in and helped us to make that decision. So, Doctor, we're going to ask you to stick around with us for the next segment. We want to talk a little bit more when we come back here after the break about this new study, that study I mentioned that you led, the In Peace study, and what it is that is trying to be resolved in that study, and talk a little bit more about the key takeaways from that, because at a glance of what I've seen sounds really incredible. And we want to talk about how caregivers come into play too. So if you'll stick around with us, and the rest of you, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Caregiver Crossing.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon & Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by calling us at 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. All right, stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy, Tina McIntosh, Noah Taylor with you. And joining us, if you are just joining us, and we're glad you're here, we've been talking to the incredible Dr. Greg Sachs. He's a nationally recognized expert in dementia and palliative care. He's been named one of the top docs nationally for more than 15 years, and his work focuses on bringing dignity, comfort, and ethical care to people living with dementia. And there is a new study that he's here to talk about. It's called In Peace. And we'll continue now. Doctor, thank you for sticking around with us. And we were talking a little bit about palliative care and what it actually means. And this study, In Peace, I know if you want to talk a little bit about what that study was trying to solve, and then also what, if anything, did the results surprise you?
Okay, great. So what we were trying to do was bring together sort of state-of-the-art dementia care management for people with dementia and their family members, along with palliative care. So rather than having them be separate services, we wanted to integrate them and provide them to families who are living at home in a very proactive fashion, where we would be able to contact them on a regular basis, hear about any challenges or struggles or new problems they might be having before they would get so bad that they would need to go to the hospital, and try to intervene and help family caregivers develop, a sort of greater toolkit for managing symptoms at home and being able to keep their loved ones at home. And we had a team of a nurse and a social worker who each had a panel of patients that they would call every month and be available in between as needed. And they would be able to collaborate. And there was also a geriatrician and a palliative care doctor who were available to review cases every week. And we were very pleased with the outcome with respect to keeping people out of the hospital and the emergency room. We actually cut trips to the emergency room or hospitalizations in half compared to the people who got their usual care and no intervention. And that's a pretty dramatic change, and one that keeps people from the kinds of dangers that occur in the hospital and the side effects of treatments, and also helps prevent, more rapid functional decline after people go into the hospital. So we were really, really excited about our ability to help caregivers manage things at home and stay out of the hospital. Another thing that we were sort of surprised at was that we thought that we would be able to do that by decreasing symptoms in both the patients and depression or stress in the caregiver. And we were surprised that we actually didn't move the needle on those measures. But we think that that was partly due to the fact that the people who were involved in our study didn't have a really high level of symptoms to start with. So it's harder to detect a change if you don't have a lot of symptoms that you're dealing with.
Dr. Sachs, I want to go back to the toolkit that you mentioned, giving these families a toolkit for when they're at home. And I want to make sure I got this right. The toolkit really was that there was a geriatrician, a palliative care doctor, a nurse, and a social worker who really acted as their support team, if you will. I'm assuming to help them navigate their days, maybe try things a little bit differently, and help to stave off some trips to the emergency room or the doctor that just weren't necessary when they could consult with somebody over the phone. Am I getting that right?
Yes, exactly. And it also included sort of protocols or approaches that we had developed prior to this study that help caregivers be able to manage things like agitation or new behavioral issues, help them take care of themselves, so help them be able to deal with caregiver stress. And so we literally had a manual that had these protocols in there so that both the caregiver at home and the nurse or social worker would be able to sort of refer to the kinds of approaches that we know help. And so you're, in a sense, helping the caregiver become, more effective and feel more resilient and better able to manage things on their own or with a little bit of support over the phone rather than needing to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, I appreciate what you did in this study because it validates everything that we talk about, is that you just don't know what you don't know. And so having a support community, like this group, the toolkit that you all have put together, having a support community is really important. It's critical for people, both for their own care and for the people that they're loving, that they're carrying alongside. And so I don't want to derail our conversation. I do want to look at Noah and tell him I'd like to be able to get Dr. Sachs' email, if it's okay with you, Doctor, to send you a link for Caregiver Way, which is our online product that we created here in Indianapolis. Really not easy for me to say. Visit caregiverway.com and we'll get you a code to get in there too. And I want you to check it out and see what you think and how it plays into this toolkit, because I think there's some really, really great collaborations in there. We are all, obviously, we have a show called Caregiver Crossing. All we want to do is empower and uplift family caregivers and give them the tools they need. So really, really happy to hear the results of your study.
That sounds terrific. And we did take advantage of a lot of resources in the community and referred people to various organizations for all kinds of support and services. And we think that that's actually another key piece, is having a team that knows what's available in the community and can help make those connections to the kinds of things that you were just describing.
All right, Dr. Sachs, we've only got about 1 minute left. For caregivers listening today, what's one thing that you want them to know about palliative care that they might not expect?
I think really the most important thing is to understand that somebody doesn't need to be near the end of life to get this approach. And so you don't have to wait if you're struggling with, the patient having symptoms, feeling stressed out. Palliative care teams now are out there. They're in, almost all hospitals of any reasonable size. They're often in nursing homes, and people should feel comfortable reaching out for that extra layer of support.
Yeah, I want people to really hear that. Palliative care and hospice, while they're like cousins, they see each other at a family reunion. They're not the same thing. Yeah. And so I think that's really important. Hospice 6 months and under typically of life left, palliative care when the diagnosis hits, and how to bring that comfort and that support to people. So again, you've been hearing the voice of Dr. Greg Sachs, who is the Division Chief, General Internal Medicine and Geriatrics at Indiana University. The big article that we've been talking about is Dying with Dementia, and it was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. He is just an incredible doctor, and In Peace is the study, the groundbreaking study. Yeah. So, Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Can I, so stepping out for a second. So the New England Journal piece is like from 2009.
Okay.
The paper that was just published that has the actual results of the trial was published in JAMA.
Okay.
JAMA.
Right. That helps.
And so the other was a commentary, but the actual results of the In Peace trial is published in JAMA this year.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Thanks again for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor, so much. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing. It's a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing, it's brought to you as a service of Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates, with locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus. Joy's House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joy's House, we believe that everybody deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about their adult day and caregiver support services by calling 317-254-0828 or go to joyshouse.org today. All right, stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm in my Zen mode. I'm like totally like chill.
Oh, I can feel it.
Yeah. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah, I know how do we
haven't really mentioned it much, but
how do we miss it?
I don't know.
Well, happy Easter.
Are you having a big Easter feaster?
Easter feaster. Is that a term?
Well, that's what I call it. Big Easter feaster with a big old ham or something, or maybe you're cooking one of your goats.
No. Oh, they're so offended. No, we're going to have dinner tonight. And even though I don't have any little kids, well, my 5-year-old niece will be there. So we will celebrate Easter. We will have an Easter egg hunt, but I'm not doing any big baskets or anything either. Just the one.
I miss the Easter egg hunt.
Those were so much fun.
I would do that now if I could.
We morel mushroom hunt.
Don't tell anybody where you go.
No, I don't.
No.
If you get an overabundance, I will buy some. My husband desperately wants some this year.
Them.
Oh, he's desperate. He just said the other day.
Really? He wants some?
Yeah,
we'll get you some.
If you want him to go hunting, I'll call him with you. I'll call him right now.
No, because then he would know where my hole is.
Yeah, I know. That's not the kind of thing that you share. You do not share where you can find your morels. Have you had them?
I think so.
They're slimy. Yeah. Most people cook them
mushrooms
and fry them up like a green tomato.
Like anything. So then it's like,
they
just to me taste like anything else that you fried up.
You're right.
But whatever. Yeah. It's a thing, right?
It's a delicacy, and it's just fun to hunt.
It is. I love that you do that.
It's fun.
Oh, have you guys colored any Easter eggs?
They're too expensive.
It's a good point you make. All right.
I haven't this year, but I would love to.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. An activity to do with your loved one. So as you're caregiving, or if you have kids in your life, or you just want to do this on your own, instead of eggs this year, right now, they're in your pantry. They're stale anyway. The open bag of large marshmallows. You have them.
Oh.
I do have them, and they are stale.
I feel like I've been in your pantry.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And you color those instead.
That's so smart.
that's
You don't even have to
fun.
go through all the work of.
Hard boiling
Yeah.
and the cracks
Yeah.
and yeah.
That's
so,
a great idea.
yeah. There's my tip for the day.
I love it.
I'm done. My job is done
That's
here.
good. That's a good one. Love it. Okay.
All right. What else do we have going on? So Easter, a big deal. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter
God bless.
before we get out of here. But you were about to say it's National Volunteer Week.
It is national. It starts today, right?
It
starts
does.
today
It's
and
this
goes
week.
goes through the end of the week.
Yeah.
I think I could put the words together, but what is National Volunteer Week, Noah?
So National Volunteer Week is really just an important time.
It's a celebration.
Yeah, it's
of
a
volunteers
celebration
that make
of
the world go
volunteers.
around.
Absolutely.
And God bless your hearts.
And it's a time to volunteer yourself. If you haven't this year, go ahead and get those hours in because it makes you feel good.
It does.
It makes you feel so good, and the person who you're volunteering for, it makes them feel good too.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we at Joy's House, it's the, the heartbeat of our organization are the families we serve and the volunteers. And it might look different for everybody. I mean, for us, I used to make the mistake when I started this place 25 years ago. I made the mistake that every volunteer that came in wanted to be with the guests. Do you know there's
every volunteer wanted to be with the guest? Oh,
our
but maybe,
clients here
right.
at Joy's House. The reality is not everybody's comfortable with our guests.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't want to stand up and do activities in the room. They don't want to be around people with some kind of a life-altering diagnosis at our adult day center. Maybe we had one woman who came in every month and she would count up, this was before all modern technology, she would count up the hours somebody had been here and wanted to put them into an Excel document. That sounds like death to me.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like so much.
That's what she loved.
That sounds
though.
agonizing.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
she wanted to do because she wanted to contribute. And so it's funny to me how often we think that we volunteer for the other people or animals or nature or whatever it is, and we get just as much out of it.
I agree. And there's something for everybody. There are so many volunteer opportunities across our state. Truly. I mean, just so many. And if you think about it's such a great thing to instill in your kids, right?
Yes.
So make sure that's in tow. And if that's doing one day a year at Thanksgiving and serving meals or whatever that is, it just takes that one thing to plant that seed. And it did for me as a kid. And then I just
Candy
couldn't
striper.
wait.
Candy
Went right
striper.
into candy striping, and boy, was I good at that at Turtle Creek in Newcastle. And then, the
best.
But I mean, it just after that, I just couldn't get enough of doing that kind of thing.
Well, Terry, they say that just 2 hours a week volunteering can change the positive, like emotional
Yeah.
shift of someone in both the person who's volunteering and the person who's receiving that kindness.
Yeah.
2 hours a week.
And
to shift
truly.
everything. It's incredible.
It really is incredible.
I just had a thought. I actually, one of the very first times I volunteered, like as an adult, I volunteered at a senior living community in Cincinnati. This was way before I had worked at Joy's House. And we got to do a lot of trivia and play the piano for them. And I'm wondering if that had anything to do with my love for being here at Joy's House.
Like muscle memory.
Right.
It got in there.
Yeah. Sparked something
Kinda
in
does.
you.
Maybe.
I love that. And,
Maybe.
it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Like to have a big impact, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Here's my question for both of you. If you moved away right now, you moved away, I don't care where you moved, just pick a spot in your head. You have no connection to the community. Where do you volunteer? What kind of work?
I know. Do you know?
I'm going to say the organization that I really love right now is Brooks Place.
Oh, yeah.
Helping children who are grieving.
Yes.
I would really, really love to volunteer with an organization like that.
Yeah.
Well, you should. Brooks Place is wonderful.
I think I
So,
will be going there pretty soon.
Love that.
Maybe
Yeah.
for volunteer week here.
It
Terry?
could be anything. I mean, it literally could be anything. I would do anything. I would probably first think of Salvation Army because we have such a connection with them here in Indianapolis. And Salvation Army is everywhere. So to see what their needs might be. And then, it's such a connection. So many people that do move here, they find that that's how they get acclimated to the city or to the state is that they'll find a volunteer position, and then all of a sudden they're meeting people. If they're not involved in a church or a faith-based organization, they make that step. Well, maybe I'll try here. And maybe that's always a good step in connecting with other people that are like-minded, right?
Love it. I would probably help animals who are disabled.
Absolutely.
I love my people. I just, for a moment, I think it would be animals.
Absolutely, it would be animals.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right.
Are we done?
As we close here, we want to remind you that
We're
you
done.
can contact us. You can email me directly at tina@joyshouse.org, or you can always call Joy's House for more information about any of the things we do. 317-254-0828. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to Cardon and Associates. They have 20 communities owned, operated, and managed in the Midwest, more than 40 years of senior living experience. And Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options, and we are grateful for them. Until next time, take good care of each other.
Happy Easter.